Imagine a world where humans lived for thousands of years, where ancient kings ruled for tens of thousands of years, and where beings from the stars walked among us. What if I told you that such a world isn't just a fantasy, but a story etched into the oldest records of human history? Welcome to a journey through time, a dive into the mysteries of our past that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about humanity's origins. Today we're uncovering secrets hidden in ancient texts, secrets that suggest we might not be as alone in the universe as we think. Let's step into the shadows of history and explore the astonishing truths behind the Sumerian Kings List and other ancient records that speak of impossible lifespans and celestial visitors. Our story begins in Oxford, England, at the Ashmolean Museum of Art and Archaeology, a treasure trove of history housing hundreds of artifacts from civilizations long gone. Among these relics lies something truly extraordinary: an ancient Sumerian cuneiform text, a clay document with 4 sides, dating back to at least 2,000 years before Christ. This isn't just any old piece of clay. It's a record known as the Sumerian Kings List, often referred to by scholars as WB44. What makes this artifact so incredible is the information it holds. On one of its panels, it lists 8 kings who ruled over 5 ancient cities in what is now modern-day Iraq. But here's the part that will make your jaw drop. The reigns of these kings are beyond anything we can imagine. One king is said to have ruled for 43,200 years. Another held power for 28,000 years. Yes, you heard that right. Thousands of years, not decades or centuries. How could anyone live so long? It sounds impossible, doesn't it? But this ancient text, preserved for millennia, forces us to ask, is there something we're missing about our past? Now, before you dismiss this as mere myth or exaggeration, let's travel across time and space to another ancient civilization. In Luxor, Egypt, a curious document was discovered in a tomb, known as the Sumerian Kings List. Though we only have fragments of this record, what it reveals is just as astonishing. It describes many of the earliest Egyptian pharaohs living for hundreds of years, some even for 700, 800, or 900 years. Think about that for a moment. These aren't just slightly longer lifespans. They're lifetimes that defy everything we know about human biology. And this isn't an isolated story. If we turn to the Bible, a text familiar to millions around the world, we find a similar account. Methuselah, a figure from the Old Testament, is said to have lived for 969 years. That's almost a millennium of life. So, across 3 completely different ancient traditions, Sumerian, Egyptian, and Hebrew, we find the same incredible claim. Early humans, or at least their leaders, lived for impossibly long periods. Is this just a coincidence, or is there a deeper truth hidden in these ancient writings? Let's dig deeper into these stories, because there's another layer that makes this mystery even more intriguing. In all 3 of these ancient cultures, there are records not just of long-lived rulers, but also of a time when humans weren't alone on Earth. According to their texts, during these eras of extraordinary lifespans, beings from the sky, often described as gods or divine entities, lived among humans. The ancient Egyptians spoke of a period they called the first time, a golden age when gods walked the earth alongside men. Their creation myths tell us that these godlike beings didn't originate here. They came from the stars, descending from the heavens to share their wisdom. Does that sound familiar? It should, because the Sumerians told a strikingly similar story. They spoke of the Anunnaki, divine lords of light, who arrived on Earth atop a place called Mount Kursak. These beings, according to Sumerian lore, were powerful, otherworldly, and played a key role in shaping early human civilization. And then we have the Watchers, figures from the Old Testament, often described as fallen angels. These beings, 200 in number, came to Earth under the leadership of an individual named Sam Jay-Z. They were said to shine with a brilliance as bright as the sun, their presence marked by a translucent aura that set them apart from ordinary humans. Yet, despite their divine appearance, they had very human desires. They felt hunger, they ate, they sought affection, and they even lusted. These watchers, much like the Anunnaki and the Egyptian gods, mingled with humans, blending the line between the mortal and the divine. Many ancient cultures describe such beings as immortals, yet their behaviors and emotions were strikingly familiar to our own. Could it be that these so-called gods or angels weren't supernatural at all, but visitors from another world? Some researchers, including those who study the ancient astronaut theory, believe that's exactly the case. They propose that the Watchers, the Anunnaki, and other divine beings were actually extraterrestrials, beings from beyond our planet who came to Earth thousands of years ago. This idea isn't limited to just one or two cultures. If we look around the world, we see the same theme repeated over and over again. Let's consider the possibility that these ancient visitors had a direct impact on human life, perhaps even on our very biology. Ancient astronaut theorists point to a famous passage in the Bible that might hold a critical clue. In many English translations of the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 27, it says that God created man in his own image. But here's where things get interesting. If we go back to the original Hebrew text, the wording isn't "his image," but "our image." That's right, God, or rather the beings referred to as God, says, "Let us make man in our image." Who are the others being referenced here? In Hebrew, the word for God is Elohim, and here's the kicker. It's a plural term. It doesn't refer to a single deity but to multiple beings. When you read the original text, a different picture emerges. This idea aligns with the ancient astronaut theory, which proposes that extraterrestrial visitors may have altered human DNA, essentially upgrading us to become what we are today. Think about it. If beings from another world had advanced technology or knowledge far beyond ours, couldn't they have influenced our development? Could they have given us greater intelligence, or perhaps even extended our lifespans in ways we can't fully understand today? If this is true, it might explain why the earliest records of human rulers described lifespans of hundreds or thousands of years. Maybe these long-lived kings and pharaohs weren't entirely human as we know it. Maybe they carried a trace of something otherworldly in their blood, a gift, or perhaps an experiment from these celestial visitors. Now, let's pause for a moment and think about what this could mean. Could the secrets to their long lives, or even immortality, be hidden in the texts and artifacts we've uncovered? The Sumerian Kings List, with its records of reigns lasting tens of thousands of years, might not just be a myth or an exaggeration. The same goes for the Turin Kings List in Egypt and the biblical accounts of figures like Methuselah. These stories, spread across different cultures and continents, might be pieces of the same puzzle. A puzzle that suggests our origins are far more complex than we've ever imagined. As we stand in the Ashmolean Museum, gazing at that ancient clay tablet, or as we ponder the fragmented records from a tomb in Luxor, we can't help but wonder, what if these stories are true? What if beings from the stars once walked among us, shaping our destiny in ways we're only beginning to understand? And if they did, could the secret to their long lives, or even immortality, still be out there, waiting to be rediscovered? These questions don't have easy answers, but they push us to look at our past with fresh eyes. They challenge us to consider that humanity's story might be intertwined with visitors from beyond our world, beings who left their mark on our history, our myths, and perhaps even our very DNA. So, as we close this journey through time, let's keep asking questions. Let's keep exploring the mysteries of ancient texts like the Sumerian Kings List, the Turin Kings List, and the stories of the Bible. Because hidden within these records might be the key to understanding not just where we came from, but who we truly are. Were the long-lived kings and pharaohs of old simply legends? Or were they evidence of a connection to something greater? Something extraterrestrial? The answers might be closer than we think, etched into the clay and stone of our past, waiting for us to uncover the truth.